The grade 7 to 9 EFAL program follows a standardized routine for every 2-week cycle. In week 1, the focus is on the acquisition and understanding of new language. In week 2, the focus shifts to the production of language. This video focuses on the reading and viewing lesson for week 1, day 4. The teacher starts the second read by sharing some comprehension questions for learners to think about. Next, the teacher reads the text fluently and with expression, as learners follow in their books. Sometimes the teacher includes learners in this second read by inviting them to read the dialogue or even the narration. This should not become a choral reading session. As the teacher reads, he or she pauses to model how to think about the text, using different comprehension strategies. Finally, the learners answer the comprehension questions and then formulate questions of their own about the text. Let's see what this looks like in a grade 7 classroom.
Morning, class.
Morning, sir.
How are you this morning?
Good, thanks, and how are you?
I am good. Fantastic. Fine. Right, today we're continuing with our story, The Climate Warriors. Today I want some of you guys to read. So we have discussion questions that we're going to look at. Let's start looking at the questions first before we read. Right, question 1. What are the 3 main greenhouse gases? Remember we discussed those? Think about them. Question 2. What happened in Uganda in 2019 as a result of climate change? Remember, every story has a context. Every story has a place that in which it happens, it occurs. So our story is based in Uganda. When? In 2019. List 2 sources of alternate clean energy. So you're listing, just writing them down. 2. Number 4, do you think young people who speak out can make a difference to this global problem? Why or why not? Again, this one is a reflection question. So you choose a side, whether you believe, okay, yes, they can make young people who speak out can make a difference, or I don't think so. Then you give your reasons. Remember, you reflect and give reasons for this type of questions, right? We need to see, have you read the story, have you understood it, are you thinking about it, are you questioning what is there, right? Evaluating. Number 5, what can governments do to help stop climate change? Here, we've moved from talking about the individual to talking about governments, because we exist under a government. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Right, who's our first reader? Okay, let's start.
It was a warm Thursday evening. Nantongo and her brother Mukasa were hanging out with their best friends Namutembi and Hashan. They were playing cards outside as the sun was setting. As it got darker, it became harder and harder to see the cards.
Hey, no cheating, Mukasa. Keep your eyes on your own cards,
exclaimed Hashan.
I hate not having electricity. We can't even keep playing, and I know I'm winning.
Stop moaning, Hashan,
said Nantongo.
Let's just move closer to the shop so we can use their light to keep playing.
Oh, look, the shop's TV is on.
Namutembi looked through the window.
Right. Let's reflect on that. My reflection as I make an evaluation is that I think there's no electricity. These people do not have electricity in their homes. Why? Because it's written there, right? They are moving closer to the shops because now they can't see the light, right? So that's my reflection. I'm reflecting on that based on what I'm seeing there. Do you get it, guys? Yes. Remember what we said. Every time we read, you reflect, you evaluate, you keep thinking.
Hey, it's Vanessa Nakate,
exclaimed Nantongo.
She's my hero.
Your hero?
Said Mukasa.
Then we need to hear what she's saying. Let's get closer.
The 4 friends quietly moved to the entrance of the shop so that they could watch TV without the shopkeeper chasing them away. On the screen, an interviewer was talking to a young lady with a strong voice and fire in her eyes. The friends listened intently as the interviewer spoke.
Right. Let's look at that expression that the writer gives about Vanessa Nakate. She's not just passionate. She's got what? What, class?
Fire in her eyes.
What?
Fire in her eyes.
Exactly. That tells you that this is somebody who's burning with passion about the subject matter, about climate change, who wants to do something about it, who is invigorated, who is excited.
And with us today is our own Ugandan climate warrior, Vanessa Nakate. Vanessa, is climate change really something we need to worry about? How will it affect us here in Uganda?
It is already affecting us and will continue to affect us with disastrous results. Many Ugandans depend on agriculture for their jobs and food. If our farms are destroyed by floods or drought, the crops won't produce as much, and the cost of our food will increase. Then, it will only be the most privileged and wealthiest who will be able to buy food. The people who will be able to afford food and survive the crisis are the biggest emitters. Climate change in our country means starvation for the less privileged, and is the same for many African countries.
Okay. Now this is said, isn't it? That climate change is not affecting the rich people only, who are the biggest emitters, who are the biggest causes of this, but it's affecting poor people, and especially where? Us in Africa, because it's affecting African people. So my evaluation there, as I look at that, is that we're getting the short end of the stick, literally, because we're not the biggest emitters, but we're being affected by all of this.
Just then, the shopkeeper spotted the friends and shooed them away. The 4 friends walked slowly in the direction of their homes. Each one was thinking about Vanessa's words.
Guys, I still don't get it. What exactly is climate change? What is an emitter?
Hashan asked.
Right. The 4 friends walked quietly, each one thinking. But then Hashan asked the question. And that question, in his asking, it says he doesn't know much. So he's asking for one of the friends to reflect and expand for him, to clearly explain to him. So for me, my reflection, my evaluation is that the friends are comfortable with each other. When you're comfortable with your friend, you are able to say, look, I don't know this, I don't understand this. Please explain to me. That's friendship, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Nantongo, who clearly knew a lot about this, spoke up.
The way I understand it, the Earth is surrounded by a layer of gas called the atmosphere. In the daytime, the sun shines and warms the Earth's surface. When the Earth cools at night, it releases heat back into the air. But some of that heat stays trapped by gases in the atmosphere. The gases that trap the heat are called greenhouse gases. They are carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane. The problem is that we are emitting too many greenhouse gases.
What happens then?
Asked Namutembi, looking worried.
That Nantongo has all the facts. She's not just giving her opinions. She knows on the subject matter. She's an avid follower of Vanessa Nakate. She knows the subject story. So when she explains to Hashan, she just doesn't explain from her own personal feelings, but she explains by giving facts, scientific facts, right?
Then things get bad,
said Nantongo seriously.
The weather goes out of control. Do you remember those terrible floods last year? People died, and all those farms and houses were destroyed. That's what happens. The way some people live is producing too much carbon dioxide.
Which people?
Asked Hashan, looking around.
Let's get them.
The friends laughed.
Right. There's a funny element to Hashan, isn't it? This is a serious subject, but he makes a joke about it, right? Which people? Let's get them, because they know it's not people close immediately to them here, but he makes fun of the subject. But again, it goes back to what we talked about these 4 friends, that they are comfortable with each other. Hence, even with a serious matter like this, they can joke around.
Well, it's clearly not us,
declared Nantongo.
Carbon dioxide comes from things like factories, power plants, cars, and airplanes. Look around. We don't have electricity, let alone nice cars or airplanes. Richer, more developed countries are the worst emitters. Africa only emits 4% of the world's greenhouse gases.
But I want to be an emitter. I want a car, and I definitely want to go into an airplane.
Demanded Hashan.
Wow. There goes Hashan again. But before that, you see that it is so unfair that the people are causing these biggest gas emissions is first world countries. And they're causing this damage, countries like Uganda and South Africa. So it's unfair in that sense, Because what are we told there? That Africa only produces what? 4% of the greenhouse gases. I wonder what the governments of high-emitting countries are doing and what the governments of badly affected countries are doing. I wonder.
We all want those things, but we need to educate ourselves so that when we are in charge, we can do things right. My dream is for everyone to have clean energy from solar or wind power. I want to be an engineer so I can design these things,
said Nantongo.
Right. Nantongo sounds like the serious type of person, isn't it? She wants to be an engineer. She wants to do this. So compare and contrast Nantongo and Hashan, the playful one, the joker. Nantongo is focused, serious, wanting to make a change, wanting to do something different for her climate, for her world in which she lives in. Who would you want to support? Who would you want to be your friend there? Hashan or Nantongo? Don't answer. Let's move on.
Oh, that makes sense,
said Hashan.
I saw a TV show about hydroponics, which is farming with very little soil and water. I would like to do that.
That sounds cool,
commented Mukasa.
I want to plant many trees. I know that trees absorb carbon dioxide. I would love to plant a huge forest.
The friends continued to walk home in silence, each dreaming of different ways to save the earth and to make their own lives better.
Right. The beauty of this part is Hashan comes to his senses at this time. So he's not totally bad. If you see from that first part. So he comes to his senses at last, and so he's not entirely selfish. He's like every other teenager, if one might say. Right. But you see from the end of the story that everyone, from the four friends, everyone thinks they can make a contribution. There is something that they can do to change. I can make an evaluation that there are many career choices that one can go into. Namutongo has talked about being an engineer. Hashan has talked about hydroponics farming and all of that. So there are many career choices that one can go into. So that's my evaluation that I can make. And that there are many things, different things that we can do for the climate, to help the climate and save the planet. So let's start with question 1. What are the 3 main greenhouse gases? Andrea?
Carbon dioxide, water vapor, and methane.
Good, well done. Number 2, what happened in Uganda in 2019 as a result of climate change? Nozinhle?
Terrible floods happened, people died, and houses and farms were destroyed.
Thank you, Nozinhle. Number 3, list 2 sources of alternate clean energy. Khadija?
Solar power and wind energy.
Well done. Okay. Now, these 2 questions, I want you to turn to your partner, discuss them. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I'm going to choose random people to answer on this. 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to finish up. Question 4. Do you think young people who speak out can make a difference to this global problem? Why or why not? Remember, this one is an opinion-based question. You choose a side and give reasons for why you think what you are thinking. Okay. Severina?
Yes, sir. I think young people can make a difference because people like Vanessa Nakate try to educate the young people so that they can help take a stand and make a difference in the climate.
Okay, good, Severina.
Yes, so I do think so, because look at someone like Greta Thunberg. She made a difference and helped to stop climate change.
So the government can make rules on pollution, sir, and they can reduce carbon emission.
They can find different ways of farming, or they can also help plant more trees.
Okay, true. Well done. I love your answers, class. We've read the story twice. We've discussed the story. Now, one of the things that we need to do, when you read the story, you want to ask yourself questions. You want to formulate your own questions to show that you're interacting with the story. So I've given you a framework of questions here, an idea of how you can begin the questions. It's not exhaustive, but it's a beginning. Right. For example, you could say what, where, who, how, when, why not? In your opinion, now these are the thinking type of questions. Why do you think, if you were, list is the low order question, but these are not all exhaustive. You could have your own questions. So now I want you to think of your own questions based on the story that you can ask. Write down those questions. Now I want you to turn around, talk to your partner. Share your questions with your partner. Let's hear your questions. Who is going to give us their question first? Let's start with Sihle.
Should everyone be vegetarians to reduce carbon emissions?
Wow, okay, that's a good question. Should everyone be vegetarians? We all live meat in order to reduce carbon emissions. Okay, good question, Sihle, thank you. Andrea?
So is everyone not going to be an emitter at some point?
Is everyone not going to be an emitter at some point? Another good question. That's something for all of us to think about. Sally, what is your question?
Why do you think that Africa releases 4% of greenhouse gases in the air?
Wow. Why do you think Africa releases 4% of greenhouse gases in the air? Okay, I have my answer, but I will not. KB, what is your question?
Why do you think Hassan is so selfish?
Okay, all right. That's a good question based on the story. Sposiso?
In your opinion, what should their government do about climate change?
William, what is your question?
So what can the 4 friends do to make other people aware of the problem?
Okay, what can the 4 friends do to make other people aware of the problem, the actions that they can take? Thank you, William. Njabulo, what is your question?
Is it safe for children to speak up or do something about this climate change?
Okay, is it safe for children to speak up or do something about this climate change? Or you're talking of fears now, safety and all of that. Well done, Njabulo. Neo, give us your question. What is your question?
So, do you think that it's selfish to have a nice car or ride an aeroplane?
Okay, I like that. Okay, do you think it's selfish to have a nice car or ride the okay, you're following the thinking of Hassan. Well done. Right, guys, remember, every time you read, it's important to ask yourself questions. That way, you are interacting with the text. You are reading the text, you are making it come alive. You are questioning what you are reading.